We don't chase, okay? Stop. Hey guys, so before we continue with today's video, I want to thank our sponsor, which is Sima. Sima is a brand that specializes in these Japanese exfoliating shower towels. I have 4 here, all in different colors. These are amazing because they gently exfoliate as well as remove 99.99% of bacteria. They remove dead skin cells, they stimulate new cell turnover, and these also last 20 times longer than regular loofahs. So that, on top of the fact that they're actually gonna kill bacteria rather than like store it, is so amazing. These are also great for those hard to reach areas because they are long. So you can get your whole back and everywhere, which a regular loofah cannot do. Not only are they effective, they are also gentle on sensitive skin. They also sent me their charcoal body wash, which has salicylic acid in it and is so great at removing bumpy skin, textured skin, and this is really going to soften and smooth your skin as well. I also love the packaging, and this looks so pretty in my shower. This removes dirt, oil, and sweat without over washing, so you're still gonna have smooth, bright skin that is moisturized. This is also paraben free, phthalate free, and dye free. So I would really recommend that you guys check Sima out. I will link them down below. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring today's video, and let's go ahead and get started with the rest of it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So today's video is a little different, and I just feel like this topic is very trendy right now, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it, give you guys some advice. And y'all know I'm a reasonable queen. Let's get the real tea on this topic. The topic is being in your feminine energy and what that looks like, what that means. Is this just gender roles? Is this healthy? So when people online talk about being in your feminine energy, they typically are referring to it in opposition to masculine energy. So masculine energy would be like doing, taking the initiative, taking action, whereas feminine energy is more about receiving, your intuition, resting. And I think when this was first kind of brought to my attention, I was kind of like, okay, this just kind of seems like it's reinforcing stereotypical gender roles. Like, I don't know if I'm about this. But as I learned more and more, I've found that it's actually very useful. I think especially when you are a woman who dates men, because I'm sure maybe you've experienced it yourself, but so many women complain about like the sassy men apocalypse and just how a lot of guys and kind of want to be chased or want to be the prize. I just want to let y'all know, like, there's a lot you can do to combat this, and it really starts with yourself. So there's like a lot of layers to this, you know. I'm sure if you are watching this video and if you're on social media, you've heard of Sheer 7, you've heard of Sprinkle Sprinkle, the Sprinkle lady. I really like what she promotes about self-love when it comes to dating and relationships, and just when it comes to life, how you have to put yourself first. And I think that is probably the most important piece of life advice, relationship advice, dating advice, just any category of advice. I think that is the most important tip, especially when it comes to dealing with men. We're fed so much misinformation growing up. Society wants us to be insecure. They want us to compete with each other for a man or for a man's approval. I think a lot of more modern dating advice is like, oh, don't be afraid as the woman to take initiative, to text him first, to ask him out. And I honestly disagree with that. Whenever you're like mean to a guy or whenever you act uninterested, they seem to want you more and like you more. I think it's really just facts that men like a chase. So with that being said, the point of the advice is that it's less about, oh, I want this man to chase me, so I'm going to ignore him. Like, take the focus off of him entirely and just put all the focus on yourself. Like, not, I'm gonna not text him because I want him to text me, but like, I'm not gonna text him because if he's not showing interest in me, why would I put any sort of energy, mental or emotional energy towards that at all? Let's bring it back to myself. And it may feel like you're being selfish in some instances to put yourself first, or to just kind of like stop talking to somebody, stop putting energy towards somebody because you're like, oh, well, I feel bad. Like, maybe I should just reach out. Maybe they're wondering why I'm not reaching out. Especially when it comes to a man, men are gonna show you if they're interested. So you just have to put all the energy on yourself, and then it's a win-win, because if someone's interested in you, they're going to have to prove that they are worth your time. And then if they're not interested in you, it's not a loss, because all the focus was on me. All of my focus was on me anyway. I think another really important piece of advice when it comes to relationships and like dating and stuff is that if you're confused, the answer is no. When you're dealing with men, if you feel confused about anything at all, or you're trying to make excuses for a man, like, well, we're kind of a situationship, but I think he likes me. It's like, he doesn't like you. He doesn't like you like that. Like, maybe you provide some kind of benefit to him, whether that's sleeping with him or doing this and that for him. When a man likes you, they're going to let it be known. And the more energy and focus you put on yourself, and the more of your own life and goals and aspirations you have for yourself, the more you win, regardless of anything. A lot of women want a man, or they want their man to be more masculine in the sense of being helpful, being thoughtful, doing things for us. I know I personally, I love to be treated like a lady. I like my man to open the door for me and, you know, carry stuff for me, and just like those little things that, okay, this is a win-win, because you get to feel like the man and I get to feel like, oh, cute, and like, oh, look what my man's doing for me, like, ooh, it's so attractive, you know. So I think the key is just like, stop doing too much. Stop calling and texting. Stop trying to do everything by yourself. Stop initiating plans. Changing your plans to fit his schedule, or like making yourself available in case he calls, or like, oh, if he calls you last minute, let me drop, you know. Stop. Put all of that energy onto yourself. It is masculine energy to chase, to reach out, to do. Bottom line, and this is where like my reasonable side comes out, y'all, it's just about self-love and putting yourself as a priority. If a man's confusing you, he's not interested in you, okay? If you're freshly talking to somebody and they're not doing the things that you would want, you just have the wrong person. But with that being said, it's also important that you, from the get-go, are presenting yourself as the type of person that you want would be attracted to. So that does not mean to change yourself, but sometimes we need to look at our own behavior. Again, if you're the type to always want to be calling a man every hour of the day, and then you're frustrated that you keep attracting these guys that never text or call you first, it's like, okay, well, what am I doing? In the sense of, let's put our energy back on ourselves. We don't chase, okay? Stop. It's not about being the perfect traditional woman. That's not at least what I personally mean when I say feminine energy. It's like, I'm just kind of using that as an example because that's like the trendy term. It's not about changing who you are. It's just like, if you want a manly man, a thoughtful man, a man that is gonna want to naturally do things for you, emphasis on do, you know, masculine energy, you have to put your energy on yourself. Don't put up with BS. Have strong boundaries. It's so important that your actions speak for your values and your boundaries rather than your words. Just like how we get frustrated at men and just people whose words don't match their actions, you have to be accountable at upholding your values and boundaries through your actions. And I think especially when it comes to men, they are going to listen to your actions infinity times more than your words. If a man does something that you don't like and you're just yelling at him, blowing his phone up, it's like, okay, well, obviously she still cares. Obviously she still is interested in me because she's like spending all this emotional energy to try to whatever. Or I don't even know if they think that deep, but that's how it comes across, right? Like, any attention is good attention. If a man does something you don't like, or asks you to hang out late at night, or very last minute, or just, you know, something kind of just like, ew, you don't need to explain why that is not attractive to you, or why that's disrespectful to you, or whatever. You just either say nothing or be like, no, sorry, can't. The action is there, because I see it all the time. Y'all are not standing on business. If your ex hits you up, or your situationship that you swore you were over hits you up late at night, like, come over. Some of y'all will type a whole paragraph about how he disrespected you. I can't believe you're hitting my phone. And then he'll be like, okay, cool, but are you still coming? And then you'll go. Stop. Stop. Bro, stop. This is a waste of time, energy, resources, your youth. You can act sweet and stand on business. There was this tweet, I saw a tweet where this girl was like, oh, did I stand on business? And she typed this whole paragraph out to this guy. Stop doing that. They expect that. That's why they're trying you, because they know that you're probably gonna do that, okay? Send a paragraph. At least you care. Like, and again, it's not about the guy's perception of you. It's about prioritizing yourself and what you want and what is gonna work out best for you, because you are the most important person in your life, okay? You're not the most important person in the world to everyone, obvi, but you need to be the most important person to yourself in your life. So stand on business through your action. And this does not mean to be nice all of the time. The point is that your actions need to match your words, because if you're saying a bunch of stuff, or if you're like trying to come across like you're standing on business, I keep saying that, but that's just like the best way to describe it. Telling this man how you deserve to be treated, but you are not acting like you deserve to be treated in the way that you want. Why would he listen to you? How are you going to attract somebody that wants to treat you like that when you're not even treating yourself like that? Like, you're lying to yourself by saying this is what you want and then this is how you're acting. So again, it's all about you. Okay? It's not about, oh, this is how to get a guy. This is the tips and tricks for how to get a guy. It's like, no. What is going to be beneficial to you? And a lot of the TikToks I see, or like tweets of girls talking about their situationships or just the relationships, whatever, a lot of it is just, you have to chalk it up to youth and like learning through experience, and you don't know until you know. And I think especially living in a society that, again, kind of teaches us to be insecure, does not promote women prioritizing themselves first. It's always like, oh, a good woman takes care of everybody else and herself last, you know? And then also, I think people need to be a little bit more realistic with their, I don't want to say expectations, but like with what is goals to you. Y'all saw that video of that girl making cinnamon rolls for her husband, and then people were like, this is the life we all dreamed we would have at 22 with 3 kids and married to our husband. It's like, if you want that, sure, but like there's just so many examples, I think, of like people getting married and then people think like that's it, like, oh, they lived happily ever after. It's like, and then they got divorced 5 years later, or then this many years go down the line and they're miserable, or the woman is miserable, or whatever, like something bad happens. And it's not like you can control every outcome. You can't control another person. You can't predict what's going to happen in 5 or 10 years. But if you are prioritizing yourself and making decisions that benefit you, you have a lot stronger likelihood of just ending up in a good situation and just navigating life better. You don't need to go off on him. You can literally just like ignore him and go do something that's going to benefit you. Go to the gym, go get your nails done, go hang out with your friends. And I think journaling helps a lot too, because you can really just work out, you know, your thoughts and like your anxieties without having to involve another person. Fake it till you make it, okay? Make a list of all the things that make you feel your best and most confident. I mean, for me, I really like being girly, so I like to do things that make me feel girly. Whatever it is that you like to do, whatever your aesthetic is, whatever. Prioritize that, prioritize you, and don't waste emotional energy and mental energy on anybody. And that's not to say don't put effort into relationships, and especially friendships. You have to put yourself first, because everybody wins when you put yourself first. And the older I get, the more I understand and really truly feel how respect is more important than being liked, and how nobody can really respect you unless you respect yourself. So make good decisions, y'all. Let your actions prove your value and your boundaries and uphold your boundaries rather than your words. And don't chase a man. Don't chase anybody. Let me know if you want me to make another video on this. I just kind of wanted to share my overall thoughts, because this is such a trendy topic right now, and I feel like every time I open TikTok or anything, like, that's what I see. So yeah, let me know your confidence tips down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.